сега следва да се докоснем до опита на една от най-развитите страни по отношение на образователната реформа и иновация, благодарение на нашия гост-лектор от Финландия, доктор Леена Андонов. Преди тя да дойде на сцената, бих искала да ви прочита малко допълнителна информация за нея. Тя е работила като преподавател, директор и изследовател в Хелзинки. През 2007 получава докторска степен в факултета по поведенчески науки на университета в Хелзинки, а дисертацията й разглежда взаимодействието учител-родител в сферата на консултирането и отворения диалог с ученици. През 2009 направените и описани от нея изследвания заедно с придружаващите ги резултати, тя публикува в книгата Dialogues on Diversity and Global Education 2009. В периода между 2011 и 2015 допринася за проекта на университета в Хелзинки Long Second, изследване на лингвистичното и социалното развитие на децата. Тя има дългогодишен опит в дизайна на училищни подобрения и работа като наставник на докторантските студентски групи, специализирани в сферата. От 2012 насам е член на Центъра на директорите в Харвардското следдипломно училище по образование, както и част от екипа на редакционния съвет в международния вестник IJBDE. Сега, преди да я поканя при нас на сцената, бих искала да ви кажа, че ако имате някакви въпроси, макар че надали ще остане време за тях, е хубаво да ги казвате на микрофоните на вашите слушалки, за да могат те да и бъдат преведени. Това от мен. It's a pleasure for me to invite you on the stage.
So, thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you for the organizers. And you presented me in a very nice way. I don't know, is it too much? I'm delighted to be here, and it was very interesting to listen about the safety of the children in social networks, and it made me calm that there are experts taking care of these problems that can occur in digital era. But I would like to start my presentation with a little video so that you can get an idea about the atmosphere and the way of working in Finnish schools. So please. So, I don't know how you experienced this little video, but for me it gives an impression that digital practices are used in Finnish schools, and but as well I can see very much interaction between children, and also I can see the empathy of the teacher working with these little children. So to my topic, new learning environments and digital learning. This school in the video is one of the newest schools in Helsinki, so it is worked out together with the architects and teachers, educationalists, to be able to create a new kind of environment that really gives place to the new methods of learning. And so we know that in good and bad, our children and students are digital natives. They love these new devices and new technology, and they are very comfortable using them, much more comfortable than our generation has been. And they are really social networkers. If they have a topic or a problem that they have to solve, they connect with others, and hopefully it is always for good. But of course, the safety of the networks is very important too. Digital natives are different kind of learners. Some of them want to work alone, concentrate. Some of them are very natural in their interaction with others and want immediately to cooperate with each others. So schools have to think about it, how to engage all different kind of students in learning. And then there are these traditional classrooms, and when the digital natives are met with these traditional classrooms, they in a way become passive, and it means that the new way of learning that emphasizes students' active role in learning is not the best way of, or the best place to go on with this new kind of learning. And I have nothing against books. On the contrary, it's very lovely that children and young people read books. Pens and pencils are important way of learning too. But maybe there should be a balance between all these things, and they could be combined in learning in new school environment. So Finnish researchers and researchers all over the world are interested in how do students learn the best? What are the best ways for learning? And there are some things that creates a very big consensus, and one of them is that students should be very active when they are learning, actively engaged in learning, and that they should be given many tasks and problems that they can solve themselves, that they can actively start to think how I can manage to answer to this question. It can be simply questions from the teachers, some working in little teams, and learning from each others. It doesn't mean that there are not the basic subjects behind this learning process, but then the way children are introduced with new things can combine this basic knowledge and engage the student in a very active way in learning. And of course it means that the young students can also have responsibility for their learning. They can look at their learning process and think, how did I find out these answers to these problems? How can I do better? Where are my weaknesses and where are my strengths? And this belongs to the circle of learning. Then there is a big list of skills that should be learned at schools and institutions. And actually I have put some of the skills, but the list is even much longer. And new educational policies bring always something new, some new trends in the society, and then it's reflected to the curriculum of the schools, and then teachers have to find out how we can do it, how we are able to work out all these fine, beautiful goals. And that is actually the question that has puzzled my mind very much, because it's very important to combine the policy with the real practical solutions. And my interest has been always there. So there are a lot of skills to be learned. And because, and it is because the knowledge and the skills are needed in the future jobs of these children. When we see little children learning and going to school and working together, we can never know what kind of jobs are waiting for them. Are there jobs that these young people are really suitable working, and do they learn these skills and all this knowledge at school? Does the school give a good environment for learning, so that the learning can be targeted to the future? And well, everybody is not going to go to work in NASA, but there are so many complicated problems waiting for our little children. They can be working for the healthcare, but digitalization and skills are very important there too. Complicated problems to be solved in the future jobs. So it leads me to think that a teacher's job is changing. It has changed a lot, and it should be seen as a modern profession. And actually, the way teachers work in their schools, the way they work with the principal, how the vision of the staff is formulated in schools, means that teachers have to start to work in a modern way. It's a modern profession, and it means that a lot of collaboration is needed in teachers' rooms, and teachers of different subjects can find topics and can find problems that they can present to their students, and still the skills of mathematics, the skills of languages, science, and chemistry or physics can be adapted to this problem-solving way of learning. So digital practices in learning should not be only consuming the information, which is enormous, endless, and it should not be only downloading things, ready things, because actually that's not the active way of learning. the schools as new learning environments should give possibilities for the students to discover some new things, to learn together. It's always a pleasure when a little child comes to tell to the teacher that, look what I found, look what I learned. And it means that the students and the child's role is active. It's as important for adults too, so we are eternal learners. So not all schools are new in Finland. There are many traditional old school buildings. I have been working in one of them, 100 years old school too. But it's important what's happening inside the school building or inside the school walls. And I think the most important thing for me has been that there is a forward-looking and, let's say, development-oriented thinking in Finnish schools. So organizing the work so that you are grouping the students in different kind of settings, and you create many different kind of settings for different purposes, and use outside locations, decorate the walls and decorate your working place in a way that it gives more power to learning. And of course to use audio, visual, and new technologies in learning. I don't think that it's only important for the students. It's also important for the teachers, because it's very important to arrange the place you are working in a way that is comfortable for you, that gives you inspiration, joy of your own profession. And it can be done, as probably in many of your schools, in a very easy way of grouping and arranging the place you work. Finnish National Core Curriculum 2016 introduced a new way, a new method of learning, and it's called phenomenon-based learning. And it means that it's one of the ways, one of the methods that is used in Finnish schools. Meaning that teachers start with learning units, and they are based on real-world topics, and they introduce this as problems for the students to solve and to tackle with. And behind the phenomenon-based learning is, of course, good basic skills, because you cannot tackle a problem if you don't know the basic things or the basic ideas that must be used to find out the problem. Oh, did I skip? Yeah. No. I like the idea that the school is garden of learning. So gardening is my hobby, and somehow I see the same kind of things in arranging the learning environment of young children. So it should be inspiring, should be caring, interacting, and the joy of learning should be there. So it's actually, it doesn't have to be so complicated, but people have to rethink a little bit how to arrange the learning environment so that it is joyful and you can see from the eyes of the children that the learning process makes them happy. So the ethos or the atmosphere of the learning environment is important. There are social, emotional dimensions that are important in learning. Everybody knows that if you feel that you have not succeeded, you become depressed and you don't want to try anymore. But if the teacher finds the right words to ask you, what could you do better? Could you prefer to do your work in some other environment? Could you do a project on some problem? It can bring the joy of learning back to children. So, this year, the Finnish National Core Curriculum introduced Early Childhood Education and Care Plan. And it is saying that every child needs to have an educational plan. And it means that the early childhood education teachers meet with the parents and the child and discuss about the plan. They listen to children's opinions and wishes. And then this plan is checked during the year. And parents need to be together with the children following what's going on. And I think this is very important, not just for the children to achieve as many goals as possible or to be on so good level of learning outcomes, but it's also important that the child can see the community around her or him, and that this connection, this partnership between teacher and parent is positive, is supporting, and takes care of the child's well-being at schools. So, could we ask the children, what is the best place and the best way I learn? And I suppose now, after me, we shall have experts speaking about the best ways and the best places and how they can be organized in Bulgarian schools. So, thank you very much for your attention.